You made this?
Really? You made this instead of killing yourself?
I fucking wish I was that mean. I really do. All my fantasies are about being mean, just having the balls to like walk in a little store like that and just go like, oh, I don't like this at all. I don't like it in here. What's your name, Dad?
Hey there, imaginary friends. I'll deal with the setup a little bit later. Where to start? That's often the question. Let's start with the intro. I know Louis C.K. isn't for everyone. I like his dark humor and I can handle it. So that's it, and the real meaning of the intro, we might go into that a bit later, hopefully, if I don't forget. And let's make yet another, hopefully final waiver, disclaimer and warning. Things ain't getting any better. I was thinking, and as you may know, that's never a good start to a sentence. And I'm not putting any effort in this, and furthermore, things will get a lot more randomy, bullshitty, bittery, and in my country, because I changed my mind and it was bound to happen, so we shall embrace it. Now let me configure some stuff up, and let's go into game. Fuck it. I spend way too much time moving now. Yeah, let's first take care of the intro. I was someone stuck. Hopefully this will be fine enough. Okay, where to start? Okay, let's start with the intro because I am gonna ramble, so let's finish as much as we can. That's why I liked my last stream, and at the same time I didn't, because I usually bite a lot more than I should chew. Too many things I get into, and that's why I wanna keep it, you know, in smaller chunks. Fuck, I didn't. I guess I still can do it. Look at it. I built all of it with these two cylinder hands on a bag of beans / corn, whatever Gastarbeiter fantasy you prefer. One day all of this will be yours, my son. That's how us Redditors call our alts. When I finished it, finally, long ago now, I hastily did it, of course, like I always do. Finished all up and went to bed, and while I was laying with my eyes closed, I was still there. Good thing that the night is right now on. It really, like I said, in games, and not only games, I don't like when it's dark and you can't see, but with the light thing like this, it kinda sets the mood nice. Speaking of which, I was trying to remember when and where I mentioned it, but I probably tweeted about it. I guess it was for Mandalorian, but I still had PTSD from Game of Thrones when somebody has knowledge but lacks common sense. If in real life you go outside, your eyes will adjust to the darkness and you will be able to somewhat see. There ain't shit you are able to do except maybe up the brightness if the video footage is dark, like they did on Game of Thrones and Mandalorian. And I've seen some TikTok recently Apparently they did on some other show too, and that's just, you know, not thinking at all. Do you even watch your movies? I mean, same goes for games. Same goes for videos. Now, I know that in some movies they did something like that, but they were smart enough to put a billion of candles, so while making it real, they also made it unreal, so it kinda met in the middle. So I guess that's about that. I'll show you later what I did with the place altogether. And the experience I will not repeat. I think this was the first cave I found, so I just made the castle there. Since then, you know, I went across the world and found a bunch of everything. I didn't expect I'm gonna find followers as well. All the NPCs I encountered were hostile, and I got used to it. Yes, this is going to be a Fortnite stream. We got time, I'm gonna ramble. Let's not skip too much. And let's not move too much. Hopefully the in-game sound is not too loud. I will not play any songs, perhaps. Yeah, let's go back to the intro. So, that's why this intro is here. There were too many small parts that could have been, you know, why do I have to put, I don't know, 3 or 4 of those small parts when I can just put one, bigger one. So, you know, stuff like that. It was tedious. And then, you know, I had to make myself, you know, make it all nice. I of course first did it on the floor. It's a bit minimalistic up there, you will see. I will explain everything slowly. Like I said, it kinda does. This is nice. This is nice. Okay, I just remember the stuff. I don't write stuff down. And then I remember random stuff at random times. And then I forget again. So yeah, the intro. Like I said, I can handle it and that kind of humor. It's not for everybody, of course. And it can get a lot worse. I think creativity is important. Even if you're not feeling too productive, I don't think creativity is a bad thing. And even if it seems pointless. That's some philosophical part of the stream out of the way. Now, what I mean by that is, I am perfectly content. As a matter of fact, I prefer it to have my piece here. And it's good that you can invite people, which I of course have no intention of doing. Sadly, there was that experience quest exploit that I wasn't able or wouldn't be able to use anyway. It involved other people and I already right away finished the quests. What does that tell you? Don't do quests, fellow kids. Same shit as in WoW. You always have to be careful. And that's one more thing I wanted to say. First of all, I think that so much advertising Lego skins is obsolete. I will not be, I don't know if what the term should be, explicit and general and whatever. So I will just speak for myself. I really don't think, let's make it general still, that many people buy skins for Lego Fortnite. They're just little gimps. And for me personally, don't get me wrong, I think the first Kinder Egg toy I got was some Lego Tambourine Man. And it probably to this day is one of my most favorite things out of it. Although now I told you about it, I have some figurine here in front of me. You know, as gamers we like to have small figurines next to our computers. I had a bunch of various ones. I often wonder how and where do they disappear. Yeah, I guess you heard that sound of plastic on the... I mean, it's not wood. Doesn't matter. So yeah, I don't think Lego skins are that important. I don't bother changing them. And apart from many things, and yeah, I wanna preface everything with this as well. I realized I'm out of gaming. I don't really game anymore. I barely do. Maybe, you know, I mean, average is barely an hour a day, and even that in chunks of 20-ish minutes. I always lose time on other stuff, sadly or fortunately. So I'm not giving any valid opinions, I'm just complaining. Let's say it like that. And I don't expect or think anything should change. I'm just ramble and complain. So I think this season of Fortnite they went overboard in many ways. One of them, I mean, I do understand their logic, and they were very generous with their battle passes. I mean, in a way, both of these rooms are battle plan rooms. Downstairs is more social, and this is more Fortress of Solitude. And then we're gonna go upstairs as well. I got the follower recently, Henchman or Hatchetman. I of course give them. As you can see, I don't care at all about the survival part or grinding part. So okay, let's finish some things. I avoid leaving tunes here because they got stuck in a floor, fall through. They used to, at least. One time I wanted to be smart and put it on the wall, and then it fell into the wall, so I have to destroy stuff. Once again I wanted to be smarter, but I turned out to be more stupider, so then I couldn't fix it, stuff wouldn't fit in, but that only meant I needed to destroy more and more and more. So okay, let's where were we? Yeah, they made it a bit more grindy, but if I'm correct, judging by those New Year's tweets, when they spammed do the challenges. If people are doing challenges, you don't spam do the challenges. So that means even I am not doing it, and I didn't. That's what I wanted to say. Because usually, you can say, oh, you will change your mind tomorrow, but that's already over. I don't think I have done any, maybe one, but that's doubtful. I'm sick of them, especially now. They went into other extreme and made it too grindy. I don't know what they are gonna do in the future, but for a while, and you can see that, and of course you can, say entitled gamers, zoomers, stuff like that. Safe bet for a video is, and you can go on YouTube for it, Fortnite XP glitches. You will get a ton of videos coming out all the time. I saw it on Twitter during some extra rewards. I managed to get something out of the battle pass, not too much, and I don't care. I'm sick of the grind. I don't know if those videos work, but they're making them. Kinda paint you a picture. Of course people want it easy, and of course people want it fun. Have we reached the other part of the stream? I'm not really sure what can I say about other stuff. Let's go first into Farming Simulator. I guess numbers are relative. I don't know when that came out and what people consider fun. I don't know over what kind of period of time they sold 6 million. I don't know how much Palworld sold and over what couple of days. 9 millions. How long will it last? I mean, 9 millions, that's kinda quite enough. If I know my numbers, it doesn't have to last. That's what we are going to talk about here. Okay, before we go any further, maybe there are better segues, but let's first go into... Okay, before I forget, I have to say this about, videos and clickbaits and stuff. One of the recent videos I've seen about Palworld, because my recommended videos are mostly that. One of them was play Palworld for, and then in caps, free, and install thumbnail. But before free in caps, there's in small letters not. Now that's some pro content. Play for not free. Wee. So you know, the hustle is real, and technically it's all true. You have the install button on the thumbnail, and it's not free. When you see a title of "Is Nintendo suing Palworld?" question mark, I wonder what's gonna be in the video. I stay away from those kind of videos, and when the title is "This new amazing game that everyone loves, but I will not put it in the title because nobody would care." If it was a popular game that everyone likes, it would be in the title, and it would be in the thumbnail. Now, of course, some people take it literally and just copy paste that stuff. I have encountered that too. And even if the game is popular, they will try to make it vague, which is, in my very layman opinion, is a mistake. Probably some copy pasta done without thinking. So, okay, with that out of the way, do we talk? Okay, let's first move, drink something, and talk about SoD. I don't know when they started with these balloons. It used to be llama. I mean, I'm ignoring balloons as well. I have all the materials I need, and I ain't even duping. So, yeah. First, let's go into positives. I didn't really expect, and it's very nice that they got rid of the GDKP. I mean, I think it's better for the game in general. Now, I could go useful idiot and defend the other side, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm trying not to be too objective here. I think it's a good thing. What I am afraid of is I think Palworld is dying down a bit, The only metric I'm using is the Twitch. I very rarely, but sometimes check the categories, and I'm afraid that because of the state of the games in general, there might be consequences despite these good decisions. I don't know what people are playing now, but for a while they were all into Palworld. At first I thought it was some Palia version, but I guess Palia was taken. And it really shows you how much effort they put in the game, calling it Palworld. Let me drink something. Fucking cable is always tangled up. So, yeah, I think that's a good change, of course. And what I'm especially pleasantly surprised by is that pre-made PvP stuff. I think, okay, first the positives. Of course, it's a great decision. Great decision. I still am concerned that that's just gonna mean that okay, let's see if I can say something more positive. Yeah, great decision, that's it. Now let's go into negatives. I am worried that that's just gonna change the meta. They're gonna do the numbers and say, okay, 6 is the best number, let's go with that, half a pre-made. Whether that's how it's gonna be and if it's gonna be viable, we'll see. But now let's go into negatives. First of all, like I said, I don't expect anything from Blizzard. They are big, old company. They became too rigid, too big to fail. Okay, let's try to rephrase that. Too big and afraid to fail. They ain't gonna change nothing. They're gonna keep it safe. They are gonna play it safe, as they should. It's for the smaller companies to innovate. You don't expect... Who do you expect revolution from? Who are the people complaining? Who are they trying to manipulate? It's not old rich men. Old rich men tend to do that. And cause shit, as we all know. Speaking of which, I don't know, I barely go to Reddit anymore, but last time I wanted to check something for Fortnite, and I don't know how representative that is, and that might be the cause from these new visual changes. When I looked at the avatars, I don't know how those Reddit stuff are called. Guess what I saw? All the avatars were bearded men. So I don't know how it is played by kids, it's true. Or maybe the fellow kids are not on the Reddit. But let's go back to... I don't expect Blizzard to make any revolutionary moves. It's questionable, how and when they did. They were better at some copy and then improved pasta, which is good for gamers. And that's okay. I just made that connection and those two dots. Why are you so angry at Palworld then? Blizzard does that too. Why are you so mad at Palworld? Blizzard didn't invent orcs. They invented noble orcs. Sure. But not orcs. And now we couldn't go into details, but that just popped to mind, and let's leave it at that. That's what games do. They do some copy pasta. Legal ones, of course. Might be going into stuff like that later on. I'm going all the way here. I started streaming a bit earlier this time. Let me just remember. Yeah. Okay, we got time. I'm gonna bore you for much longer. Should I at some point... Let's check the stream. I will not check the text document. Fuck. Okay, I got scared there a bit. On YouTube my stream was at the beginning. This is more like it. Okay, I will check the text document later. It's probably too silent now, huh? Doesn't matter. What the fuck was I talking about? Yeah, so it's for the smaller, like the ships. You don't expect those huge ships to make some smooth moves. I guess that's it. I don't wanna, go elastics on it too much. I can't think of the right words. So that's it. So I don't expect in that way, but it's good that they have a season of discovery. Smaller team willing to try out stuff. That's very good. And just remember those solo queue, how much they fought against it, and now, as far as I know, that's the only thing that's alive in PvP, even plagued but alive. But what I don't understand, I do and I don't, is the fear. So much fear and so much pushing for a fucking full pre-made when they know most of the people don't play that way, and when they do it completely differently in Overwatch, when it's same amount of pre-made goes against same amount of pre-made. I don't care that you're gonna wait. You want a full fucking pre-made, you fucking wait. And you hope that there's someone on the other side. You don't wanna wait, you fucking disband. but they stubbornly push for fucking premates. They have some idea that to cater to the minority that they envision as the right way to play. That's for me mind-boggling. Let's check the... No, fuck. Let's check. I am being not pragmatic. I'm not gonna even fucking read it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna continue here, although there is no music, but you can hear this annoying tapping sounds. Do. So, yeah. So, I guess those are two main reasons for it. I know there are two, I just can't remember. One of them, they really want you to play as a premate. But if there are that many premates, you can see the flaw in logic. If there are that many premates, then they will get queues. If nature takes care of stuff. Not always, but most of the time, this being one of them. If there are that many premates, they will get a faster queue. If they are not, then not that many people want premates. But because they have that vision of, high-fiving, if the people are not playing like that, who do you cater to then? The only thing you're doing is you're griefing majority of your player base. If that's what you want, but you reap what you sow. I mean, half a premade versus half a premade, it sucks for the... I mean, it depends. If you get a better premade, because I'm not really sure, I can speak from my experience, most of those premates are not that really good. The only advantage, they want advantage, and they seek that advantage in a premade and gear, of course. And when they can only be good versus pugs. When they face another premade, they get destroyed. So I guess that would be, if you are a solo player, solo queuer, if you get the proper premade, you're good. If you get a shitty premade, you get doubly fucked. So that's what I think. I think they are too much worried and pushing too much premates. Because I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I know I had in my head two things. I guess they really are into premades and too afraid to change things. Maybe there was something else, but I'm not gonna bother with it. These are great changes, but it also shows you after 20 years something that should have been done day one. And when you ask, if you grab someone off the street and say, should premade be against premade and pug versus pug, what would they tell you? I applaud the changes, but I think there's something in the logic of doing things very stubborn and very flawed in Blizzard and many games. And that's, I guess, And I guess that's, we could now talk about cooperation and double speak and all, and explanations and narratives. But I told you, pointing finger can be a negative and a positive thing. But they could give you who knows how many explanations, and all you have to do now is point your finger at something positive, and all of that crumbles. And that's what totalitarian pushers don't want. They don't want any contradiction, any argument. They just want to have the things their way. And what am I talking about? That's why they hated Baldur's Gate so much, and that's why they hate Palworld now. That everything else is just an excuse. I know nothing about Palworld. That has never stopped me talking about stuff anyway. And I'm not gonna lie, I would never predict their success. As you see, I'm not into survival stuff, but that's exactly the point. I don't think they just needed something, something for things to revolve around. It used to be Battle Royale, now it's survival. Do people really care about it? No. People care about fun. That's what people care about. And since I guess gaming is starting to lose its value. It's not number one, I heard somewhere. So maybe that's hope, that all those corporate leeches and parasites will go somewhere else, because they took over gaming way too much. Now, I wanted to talk about money in gaming, because that's the problem. People need money to make games, but it comes with a cost. And they get tangled up, and they get pushed outside, and the corporates stay to milk. But it's good to have positive examples that will pretty much shit on all the bullshit arguments that the bad games are making. Oh, you can't because of that. Oh, but there's also that one more thing of common sense versus expertise. First of all, who knows how good that expertise truly is, but common sense can prevail quite often, and some seem to be too stuck in some manuals and the year is 2024. Things change, people change. I talked about it way too many times, and I will be repeating a lot of stuff, although it's pointless anyway. Some people are way too stuck in some ways and get mad when somebody does something completely different, and that's actually what people want. People don't really, I don't think, care that much about survival games. oh, what is that Baldur's Gate did. Baldur's Gate didn't succeed because of that. They succeeded because of the other stuff they did good. So if someone thinks he's gonna make a survival game or the turn-based game and they're gonna win, they're not. It's the other stuff that counts. Okay, I pretty much said a lot. It's much nicer to have, a couple of topics to go into and even not prepare anything for it. I'm already tired. Who knows how this will sound. What else could I talk about? I wanna finish other stuff. Yeah, about the Palworld. As you know, I use that AI image generator. I understand that some people that do art are afraid, of course. Maybe I shouldn't go into this. I have nothing to gain. Just might trigger some people. Of course, and I don't think they can be replaced. And I don't think they lost anything here. All they did was gain a new game to have option to play. I got that new logo. I was content with the old one. Was thinking if I should replace it, but now I'm glad I did. I like this one a bit better. Nobody lost anything. I gained the new logo. And that's it. Now, things are gonna change, of course, as they should. But I don't think the changes are gonna be that drastic. Maybe I'm wrong. What I am glad about is that I was hopeful that something's gonna change, and they did, not in the way I expected and not as soon as I expected, but they did. Because if you think about it, this is exactly what happened to the movies and music, and was extremely important to happen to gaming. Because you remember how games started, some talented individuals making some smaller ones. But not that many people are into that anymore, me included. So technology had to improve, and it seems it did enough for smaller teams to make great things. Like they did in music with, punk. I don't know nothing about music, but I know that people used to say that none of those guys really know how to play. But that didn't stop them to be creative. Same arguments were used for electronic music, same things, and that revolutionized things as well. And then it happened, of course, in the movies. You had a bunch of low-budget movies that made quite a difference in various categories. Industries went too fine to one side, and then the market answered. We don't want those high budget ones, we want those low budget ones. Not to say private. So that's how nature functions. And I think gaming went too far away into some let's face it, they went too much into those mobile mechanics, gotcha, monetization stuff. Now, we could go into details there, but let's just leave it there. And then Palworld comes and shows it can be done differently. You can have fun. You don't have to go into some... I don't know how much of a grind there is, but that's why you have followers, to work for you. To do the stuff you don't want to do. That's why machines were invented, and now you wanna do chores in game. Maybe some do, some don't. It's good that people have options. There was a bunch of other stuff. It's a complex issue, and there was one path I was just about to take, and I had to do some smart ass intro and circle around. I will remember after the stream. So yeah, Valheim, now Palworld. And yeah, I heard about that squint argument. If you have to squint to see if there's a difference, then there's no difference. And the example I wanted to use was with the ruler. You need to use the ruler to see if it matches. I mean, I really don't understand. If Nintendo could sue, they would sue them. They know best if it matches or it doesn't. It's suable or it's not. And they like to sue, they wouldn't miss the opportunity. And there were a bunch of videos, Nintendo suing Palworld. Of course they wanna click on it. I assumed it was a clickbait, and it seems it is. I didn't hear anything to suggest otherwise. The waves are gonna die down, and I guess I rode it a bit as well. Like I said, I know nothing about the game, but people say it's fun. Yeah, I wrote that down, but I guess it's the same. I don't think I'm gonna remember anything that... Okay, let's TLDR this. Even if it's bad, it's good. The bad stuff, if there are there, it seems they're not, because they're not getting sued. Inspiration is legal. Fun is still legal. Good thing that somebody did it. It may not be for everyone, but it's for a lot of casual gamers. This is it. I guess that's it. And I don't know anything about Enshrouded. I guess it sucks for them. I don't know what kind of game that is. But what I do know is that I hate when people tend to do bait and switch. Palworld is not good, but this game is. You let people decide. And people did. Now, whether Enshrouded deserved it or not, I don't know. What PTSD that gave me was from Game of Thrones. I think it was the last season. Every high view video on YouTube from Game of Thrones had under it the top comment saying, "Oh, hey guys, this is okay, but have you seen the latest House of Cards episode? It was great." And then some plant comment. I guess they did the math and decided to, you know, that's the best course of action to advertise their show. Yeah, this episode of this most popular show is okay, but our show is amazing. Did you check this House of Cards? I mean, it was triggering. It was always under every most popular Game of Thrones clip you could find the top comment was about House of Cards. I know nothing about that show. I think I've seen a couple of clips. Didn't really like it too much. So when I hear something like this about games, I always remember that. And I don't know if that other game deserves it or not, but I always kinda have that negative emotion about it. Let me now check I will do some farewell now here. I mean, we talked about way too much. I will do some farewell now here. Check the text document. See if there's something I could mention now that is connected to this stream very tightly. If not, we're gonna end it here. Last time the lazy follower wouldn't do it. Yeah. There are a lot of things I wanted to say for a long time. I never end up doing so, and then they become obsolete. But recently I've read in the chat, not my chat of course, that there was some Ashes of Creation PvP showing that people are not really happy about it. I have no clue, but for all of those that are hopeful about Ashes of Creation, I have to say it. I predicted it's a new world plus. Don't expect too much. Maybe I have no clue, but it's gonna be, in my opinion, something like a new world plus. So that's. And about my streams, yeah, the joke, I didn't see it here, I just remembered. How many ADHD kids do you need to screw in a light bulb? Wanna ride bikes? And okay, there's some stuff but I can't. Yeah, I guess I did say this. I mean, okay, I might as well say this because it's recent. That's why you had, I guess Riot Forge was a double-edged sword, and I guess Blizzard wanted to do something like that too. Both of the companies decided to cut cost. Blizzard was extra irrational with the engine stuff, and it's nice that those kind of games that wouldn't get that many numbers got some push, some quality into them. But of course, those kind of games don't get that much audience. Of course they don't. And like I said, it's good that they had some quality examples. And it has to be from the outside, just like the narrative. Both of those things on its own don't lack the power. They need some outside source power, someone behind it. But I mean, I forgot what I wanted to say, and I'm not gonna. It's been already over an hour, and maybe I'll save it for the next time. Maybe I'll just delete it. That's it. Bye bye and have fun.